Jordan
have bad news. You know, it's not sports related.
Cuts it back. He's got blockers in front. Poyer.
Good return by Oregon State, but I have bad news.
Holy cow. 70 yards.
Shiloh Pepin,
And he's only back there because James Rogers is dinged up.
Mermaid Girl,
This shows you the character of this Oregon State football
has
team.
died at 10 years old. This
Kickoff return.
I'll tell you guys that. Pretty much sucks. Watching the news on the internet. It says 10-year-old born with fused leg dies.
And plenty of time left. 13:52.
I'm not gonna let this ruin my fun of the USC game. So enjoy.
Jack Quiz Rogers.
Jack Quiz! There!
Inside the 20 or about the 17-yard line. Earlier this week, one of the papers in Los Angeles got Pete Carroll to talk about the BCS standings, which came out for the first time last Sunday. The computers have USC down in the 11th spot, which to me is absolutely ludicrous. So that drags them down to the BCS standings from 4th, where they are in the human polls, to 7th overall. I think it's a really a poor disservice.
Yeah, after this play, I'll give you my thoughts on that computer poll.
And around, Rogers with a stutter step cut to the outside. Now that's a guy 5'7", stiff-arming a middle linebacker and taking him out of the tackle and picking up positive yardage. You got to be kidding.
I always say that fear will do a lot for you when you're running the football if you're afraid of getting crushed. But you know, if the computers don't like USC right now, what makes you think that they're going to like them down the road? I mean, they've got Oregon. They got Oregon. Okay, that's one good opponent. But if you don't like them now, the computers give them no chance. That's why Pete Carroll doesn't like the BCS system. He never has. This isn't a revelation. He just doesn't like the current system.
Quiz. Well, let me ask you a question. Oregon, Boise State's biggest win is Oregon. It's going to be their biggest win all year, no matter what happens. What happens if Oregon suffers a series of injuries and loses a couple of games at the end of the year? That downgrades the Boise State win when they didn't have anything to do with it. They beat them when they were really good under that scenario. That's unfair.
No, and you know, well, there's nothing totally fair about this system.
No, that's true.
And it hurts a lot of football teams if that unfolds like you just said.
Canfield to the end zone, touchdown Rogers! And he got his helmet ripped off at the end, and there was no flag. Taylor Mays dehorned him, and there's no penalty call. Well, they missed a couple tonight.
And you know, I'm a big believer that for plays like that, when you miss them, when you're talking about field position and an infraction being enforced after the kickoff, it means something, right?
Oh, it's huge. Because now at the 30, they'd be able to kick off from the 45-yard line instead. Well, it's almost, I know what Mike Riley is thinking right now. How do you miss that when the guy's helmet is laying beside him? I mean, isn't that a pretty good indication that that just happened? Boy, Canfield has been tremendous.
Timeout number 2.
Boy, that's huge right there. They have to use their second timeout.
And I'll tell you why. Obviously, you've got one of your playmakers that's on the sidelines right now, not in the game. James Rogers is one of those guys you got to get your marbles about you. And I just don't understand what they can't see here from this play. The official's back there. Hand goes to the face mask, rips it off.
And there's nobody between Rogers and the official. Nobody. And he's lying there on the ground with his helmet beside him. And there's no call. That's just mind-boggling.
There's that great saying, Mike, it is what it is. It is who they are.
It doesn't help me a whole lot.
Doesn't help the Beavers either.
Heather, what do you have?
Well, James Rogers came off the field fuming, absolutely so frustrated that there was no call. Went straight to the bench, had the athletic trainers look at his mouth, certainly got jostled quite a bit when the helmet came off. The athletic trainers decided that his teeth were all still intact, but Rogers, I swear you could see steam coming off of his head. He's so mad.
Well, that's one of those things where the official is standing there in the end zone, and even if you don't call it immediately, you can stare at it for a few seconds and go, okay, that's what had to happen.
And here's why they're going for it here. If they get the 2, it gives them a chance to get a touchdown and an extra, and then to kick a field goal.
So Canfield fakes it to Rogers, and the throw too strong, trying to hit at Niji, but overthrown. 42-29, Oregon State back within 2 touchdowns.
You can say bye for now. Yeah. Bye.